Hi, Scott Lachmund, licensed real estate agent and company director of Richardson&Wrench, Caboolture, Queensland. Today, viewers, I wanted to bring you a snapshot of an experience I had over a 72-hour period earlier this week. I attended, along with 6 members of our team, the Queensland Real Estate Agents Summit for 2015. This was a conference hosted by Glen Twiddle Real Estate Training in Brisbane at the newly built Convention Centre at the Old Ekka Showgrounds. If I can paint you a picture, it was an opportunity to go and witness and experience some of the best agents around Australia. I'm talking $1 million agents where they're selling millions of dollars worth of property in their local areas, and they're at the top of their game in the industry as we speak. These speakers included Marcus Chiminello, an agent in Melbourne, selling over $330 million worth of real estate in most recent times. Tom Carlin, a young gun of the Australian real estate industry, located in Perth. Now Tom's on his way to write over $2 million worth of gross commission just for his team in the last 12 months. Other speakers included breakout sessions with Edgar Natoli from the Gold Coast. Edgar has part of the Nat Group real estate down at the Gold Coast, and Edgar's focused on delivering training and information back into the industry so that agents across Australia and locally here in Caboolture are doing their very best to get good results for their clientele. That breakout session included Ash Martin, another young gun from Melbourne. Ash is only, I think, 24, 25, and already has expanded his real estate business on a new level of marketing, bringing in new innovation to be the future of real estate in Australia. So a couple of really valuable breakout sessions as part of the overall conference. Now the big headline acts, Arnold Schwarzenegger was our main speaker on day 2 of the conference, but also with Arnold Schwarzenegger, we'll get to him in a moment, there was also the Altman brothers, Josh and Matt Altman. You might recognise those names from $1 Million Listing USA, a very popular TV series where they're selling multi-million-dollar homes in Santa Barbara, California, Los Angeles, the Hollywood Strip. These boys are selling $1 million mansions. They came to Australia to the Queensland Real Estate Agents Summit to pass on some knowledge and to share some experiences that maybe us as agents can also excel or adapt into our careers to get the very best results for our clients. Other speakers at the conference included Tom Panos, Chris Gilmore. We also had Daniel Hayes from Melbourne, who has recently released a book about being a superstar real estate agent. But as I say, many speakers and real estate agents at the very top of their game came and shared their experiences as part of this conference for us to attend. Also in there, Aaron Sansoni, known as the Sales King, travels internationally, passing on his sales skills of implementing programs, systems, and ensuring that you're getting the very best, not only for your clients, not only for yourself personally, but for everyone that you come into touch with or in experience with. Aaron Sansoni, the Sales King, has a formula designated to building career success and becoming $1 million agent. So for me, Scotty Lachmund, good old Caboolture, I got a lot out of this conference by experiencing these other agents, getting hints and tips that I can bring back into our office here at Richardson&Wrench, Caboolture at Morayfield Road, and hopefully once again deliver a higher level of service to our valued clientele. I'll pause for a moment because I did get pretty starstruck. Out of 1,000 people that attended this conference over a 2-day period, I was chosen as one of 7 people to ask Arnold Schwarzenegger a question when it came to Q&A. Now before I show you that question, as we did film it, my question and the response from Arnie, I wanted to pre-frame that I didn't want to ask a silly question like being starstruck. It would have been very easy for me to stand up and say, "Do you even lift, bro?" But in all seriousness, before I asked that question to Arnold Schwarzenegger, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I thought about what I wanted to ask him in order to get a response that's going to add value to our wider Caboolture region, and I thought about you, our viewers of 4510 TV. So my question was along the lines of this, which you'll soon see in the video. It was along the lines of, I wanted to find out from Arnie, in his time as Governor of California, what did he do as in his position of power to make sure that California was going to continue to be an attraction place for investment and growth in the future. What did he implement? What did he promote to make it a successful region and obviously a beautiful place to live and attract that future investment? The reason I ask this question is because I'll come to, after showing you, I'll come to why I asked the question, because the response is powerful and I want you, the viewers of 450 TV, to really have a think about it. Let's take a look at the question. Arnold, in your time as Governor of California, often we talk about areas in real estate and areas perceived by the public of where to invest, or people's perception of an area, if it's a good investment or not. In your time in California, were there certain things that you introduced and brought to your area to ensure that sustainable investment and sustainable growth of California?
Well, I think that one of the things that California has, which is not really controlled by the government, and that is just a perfect atmosphere for people to come there and to invest in real estate, because it's the most beautiful state in the United States. I mean, the amount of beaches that we have, 1,300 miles of coast, the most pristine coast in the world. And I know that you have beautiful coasts also in Australia, and you can claim also they are the best in the world, but I mean, we definitely feel that ours is the best in the world. And we have, there's no state where you can go water skiing in the morning in the ocean, and then you can go at lunchtime up, go skiing, snow skiing in the mountains. So it's all that close together. And with the beautiful deserts, we have a wonderful, the Central Valley, where we produce all of this wonderful agriculture, we kind of the breadbasket of the world. So, if people come to California and invest and spend a lot of money, because the real estate values never go down. And then also we, when I was governor, made sure that our regulations are such that we attract business and attract people and investors to come into California. And this is also another key thing, is do people want to do business in California and invest in California? Do they feel safe there? Do they feel like that you protect investments and so on? So we did all of that. This is why the real estate in California always has gone up and has been really a great investment. And you have to be creative, as we everywhere. There's in the 70s, when you invested in an apartment building, like I said, or in an office building, real estate went up an average of 10-20% a year. So if you put down 20%, you can imagine how much you make on your money. Today you have to be a little bit more creative. It's not anymore that easy, because in those days we had a 15% inflation rate, and that cost, of course, the real estate to go up that much and that fast. But today that is not the case. We have around the 2.5% inflation rate, so it's much more under control.
So there you have it. Wow. Standing up in a crowd of 1,000 people, eye to eye, asking Arnold Schwarzenegger that question. As you saw in his response, firstly, the man's a gentleman. He's a leader. In his time as California, he talked about promoting all the good things that the California Santa Barbara area had to offer. Now, he talked about the beaches. He talked about the hinterland. He talked about the growth of small business as well as industrial and commercial, which will continue in the future to make that area a place to live, invest and grow with your families. How I relate that back to Caboolture and our wider region? Very easily. If you've got a passion for our area, let's share it. Let's talk about the good things. Let's talk about the positives. We have the beautiful beaches of Bribie Island. We have the hinterland of the Glasshouse, Mullaney and beyond. In Caboolture itself, great opportunities for small business to grow. We're seeing big business being attracted to our area as well, where we see larger commercial developments happening along the Bruce Highway, where they have easy access back into Brisbane or up north of Queensland. This area, Caboolture, let's get passionate about it. Let's promote the good things. Don't talk about the negatives. Don't talk about the little things that might happen, news here, news there. Forget about it. The more that we pay attention to those little news stories, the less we're focusing on what such a great area, Caboolture and wider region, is to invest, grow up with your families and we can all have a successful future by promoting those good things. So thanks, Arnie, for the answer to that question. As you can tell, I was pretty nervous in the question on that video, but the answer and the response is exactly what I was looking for. So thanks, Arnie, for that one. Now, to wrap up today's video, it was an idea to have a bit of a snapshot of what I experienced personally, and you would have seen in some of the overlay. I got to shake hands and meet some of these world-class agents that are here in our country of Australia, and yeah, celebrity struck I was. It was good to make those connections and networks, which I know will benefit our business here at Richardson&Wrench Caboolture into the future of many, many years. So how do I wrap up? Queensland Real Estate Agents Summit, hosted by Glenn Twiddle. A shout out to my friend Glenn Twiddle from Glenn Twiddle Real Estate Training. You did it, mate. You brought together the best of the best. You hosted a conference of 1,000 people. The headlined act, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the Altman brothers from $1 Million Listings USA. You did it, mate, and you did it very well. And I was so happy to be a part of the whole process over those 72 hours. Where do I finish? Do I say a line from Arnie, I'll be back? Yeah, I will be back. If there's a future conference that Glenn Twiddle's hosting, I will be there. A final takeaway, just to wrap up today, you know how passionate I am. Scotty Lachmund from 4510 TV. I love Caboolture, I love where we live, and I love where we're raising our families and where we're doing business each day with many other families. But I want to leave you with this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, through his speech, he talked about there's 24 hours in a day. What are you doing with your 24 hours in a day? Are you working? Are you concentrating on work? Are you exercising? Are you keeping well, keeping fit? Are you spending time with family? Or are you just sleeping the days away and procrastinating about what your life could be? I say this to you, and Arnie said it perfectly. You only need 6 hours of sleep a day. If you need more than 6 hours a day, you need to sleep faster. Now, I thought that was really funny, and it was typical. Sleep the 6 hours a day, there's 18 hours left. Make sure that you're doing everything you possibly can every day in those 18 hours to make your life count. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, work hard, and just enjoy this life that we have in the wider Caboolture region.